tell me right now. We need to give him something to talk about.
Story to watch down there. Anyway, way to keep it real, Shaq. I appreciate it.
We're just trying to ask what happened if he's okay. Don't let this get to you, Brooklyn. Please. Just give him a time. Just give him time. You didn't do anything wrong. Don't think that you did anything wrong for trying to be a good person. Okay?
It's a road game for the Heat in this one. We're live at AT&T Center. Welcome to San Antonio, Texas for this Spurs home game. I'm with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Happy to have you along for this edition.
This is Kevin Durant. Welcome to 2KU. In NBA 2K15, mastering the timing of your players' signature shots is more important than ever before. Now you...
So the tip-off, it's Miami. So here's Miami's starting group. Chalmers and D-Wade are the guards. Dang and McRoberts holding down the forward spots. And it's Bosh in at the 5, roaming the paint. Wade can't hit. Dwayne Wade last season drawing motivation from Kevin Durant. Durant said that his former teammate James Harden had passed Wade as one of the top 10 players in the league.
Yeah, and Wade, vowed to make Durant respect his place in history. Durant said, hey, don't tell me, show me. And some back and forth before the season even began between the two stars. Very interesting.
And Parker comes with the help. Dang attacking. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Luol Deng was supposed to have a lot more help in Chicago as they got healthy, but injuries struck once again, and they were forced to ship Deng off to help in the next rebuilding project. First time Deng has ever played in a different uniform.
And Llewellyn Deng Clark, one of only 5 Bulls in history to play in a 10th year with the team, the 4th leading scorer in their franchise's history.
And Kevin, Coach Thibodeau called him the glue of the team, the Velcro guy. But despite everything he meant to the organization, his free agency weighed heavily. He refused a significant extension offer, so they felt they had to go in a different direction.
Now here's Green. Outside Leonard. Six to shoot, and the officials call traveling violation. San Antonio on defense. We're about 1 minute into the first. Wade trying to break free. Misfires on the corner 3. And here's Splitter. Shot is no good. And the Heat going the other way now. Deng passes to Wade. That drops. Wade's got his first basket.
Well, they just gave him 2 points. Defensively, you're going to have to tighten things up here. That's not a good sign.
That'll be a 5-second call.
It's a couple of turnovers for him here in the early part of the quarter. He's going to have to tighten things up a little bit.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Bosch dishes to McRoberts. Bosch kicks to Deng. Back to Bosch. Here's Chalmers. And Splitter pulls it down.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized. You know, one thing you have to give Coach Erik Spoelstra credit for is he's not wedded to just one approach. I like his ability to be flexible. You remember after the 2011 finals, for example, he really went back to the drawing board and changed Miami's offense to their small ball approach, but also wanted to get LeBron inside more. The result has been a couple of championship rings.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Chalmers with it. Shot from 12. Three-pointer. And he gets it to go. McRoberts has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. You talk about Coach Spoelstra staying open to new ideas. He spent time in the summer studying football coaches and their techniques.
Yeah, kind of an interdisciplinary interest in greatness. And, you know, that's what goes into building a champion. Spoelstra, very intense and focused, always trying to find an edge. Even if he has to kind of step outside the box a little bit.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Well, Mario Chalmers, coming into last season, made a bet with Ray Allen about how much each could slim down and get in peak shape. It seemed to pay dividends for Chalmers in particular, who had probably the best season of his NBA career.
Not a fast start here for the Spurs. Searching for their first points of the game.
And Chalmers really not the quickest point guard in the league, but he has active hands defensively and pretty good feet. And those takeaways help get the Heat out in the open court, which certainly plays to their strengths.
Here is McRoberts following the basket by Tim Duncan. Leonard brings the double team. Bosch passes to McRoberts. Rebounded by the Spurs. And Chalmers, more of a role player for the Heat. Not a huge playmaker, Steve, but he can knock down open threes.
Yeah, he's an efficient scorer, and his passing has gotten better over the last couple of seasons. He's a perfect role player for Miami because he can guard opposing point guards extremely well and then slide off the ball when Wade has it.
Here's McRoberts. Makes it off the glass. McRoberts has got 5 points so far.
You know, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring.
Oh! How did that go in?
Unbelievable.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Wade kicks to Chalmers. Looks for Bosch, gets it to him. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
A different look now for San Antonio. Diaw comes in for Splitter, and it's Ginobili in for Green. And then for Miami, Anderson comes in for Chris Bosh. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. Here's Cole. The drive by Wade, and now it's a double-digit lead. Wade's got his second bucket.
They haven't been able to stifle him defensively here.
No, their offense continues to click.
Greg Popovich with 15 straight 50-win seasons as head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. What a remarkable streak of success. And I don't really think folks understand what that level of consistency embodies. He's widely regarded as the best head coach in the NBA, and for good reason. He's the full package as a head coach.
Spurs trail by 13. Parker's shot is off.
I'm not sure what he was thinking there. That's embarrassing.
You think? I mean, come on now. Doesn't he realize there's a game going on here?
Here's Anderson. Rebound by Tony Parker.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
Duncan with the bucket. And here are the Heat. They're on a 17-6 run. And it's Wade penetrating. Here's Cole. He's covered by Leonard. And he gets it to go.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
And the Spurs with possession after the Heat pick up 2. Back to Parker. A 3-ball. Good, and it's Diaw with the assist that time. Parker's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Cole dishes to Anderson.
What a start they've gotten off to. A big lead for them, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
And it's not just their hot offense here. I mean, they're playing very strong defense too, guys.
Here's Leonard. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Great defensive anticipation there to challenge that shooter.
And the basket by Wade.
I couldn't have dreamt of a much better start than what they've had here today.
Everything's worked, especially offensively, and what a lead they have already to show for.
Duncan in the corner. Kicks it to Diaw. Unloads from 13. That will count, and it's good. But hold on, the officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
And to me, it looks pretty clear on the instant replay, guys. The ball was out of his hands in time. I mean, they need to get this one right. It's a big situation here.
Yeah, I can't see how they'd come to any other conclusion, Clark. The camera gives us a good look at it. There's a tick or 2 left on the clock.
And they're going to count it. They're overturning the original call after looking at the replay.
Yeah, good to see them get that one right. That's exactly why we have this rule in place. And I like it. Each basket is so important in these games that you've just got to make sure you get it right at the end of the quarters.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Miami.
Well, they're trying to play fast and trying to put the defense on their heels.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
So it's the Spurs now, a 12-point game. Hills at point with Bellinelli. They're the backcourt. Splitter is out there with Boris Diaw. And it's Ginobili in at the 3 spot. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Inside to Bosh. Boom, he jams it straight down. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, Boris Diaw grew up idolizing Magic Johnson and obsessed with passing. And close friend Tony Parker said he didn't care about stats. He was always so unselfish. After being waived by Charlotte for refusing to score more points, Diaw has found a fit with the Spurs. He said, quote, "It was always the team that made the most sense." Kevin?
He had Tony there telling him about their philosophy, Doris. What a great run. What a great run. Thank you.
Boris Diaw, pretty unique player in the NBA. Came into the league as a passing point forward, but became a small forward and then really a four. But he's a crafty passer and he can score a little bit from the outside. Very difficult player to guard.
Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili.
In for your Spurs, Daniel Green.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Got that bucket in no time at all. And you look at Diaw playing before. Some have criticized his conditioning, but he has the size to hold his ground. That's for sure on the low block.
Yeah, you can't move him out of there. He's a good post defender because he's strong and smart. Not as good moving in space, though. Lacks a little lateral quickness. He's a below-average rebounder, so it's good to pair him with somebody that does glass eat.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Well, 2 seasons ago, the Heat were rolling. They won a franchise record 66 games. 27 of those came consecutively. Last season, they managed the regular season. They knew they had to pace themselves in an effort to try to win a 3rd straight championship.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Erik Spoelstra was saying to his team. Teamwork was the theme of the discussion in that huddle. He said, quote, "Good shots are there for us on the perimeter if we share the ball, work it around, and find the open man." He also told them that he wants to see multiple passes on every possession. He said that was the key to getting the best shot each time down. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. And last season, I'd say, guys, the Heat more or less just conceded that #1 seed to the Pacers.
Yeah, almost like a marathon runner. You know, they just didn't want to burn out early, so they just kind of found their pace throughout the season. And they weren't worried too much about the home seed. They were concerned more with their own health. And I thought Erik Spoelstra handled all of those dynamics perfectly.
Free throw drops for Napier.
Shabazz Napier, leading UConn to a national championship last season, showed he really can do it all. Shoot, pass, penetrate. He's an excellent defender. Maybe not the upside of some other picks, but you know what you're getting with Napier. A plug-in guard who can give you quality minutes right away.
Pass to Mills. There's the triple. Can't get it to go. The Heat go the other way with it. The drive by Granger. And there's the pass to Napier. There's the dish to Haslam. Haslam a screen. Here's Granger. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Granger's got his second basket of the game. And the Heat eager to acquire Napier in the draft as a favorite of LeBron James. Easy to see why they'd want to bring him in.
And a really good selection at 24, just on talent alone. An undisputed leader, a big shot maker, tremendous IQ, better defensively than people think. I mean, he was very crafty as a defensive point guard, so I like the pick and I like his game.
Chalmers passes to Napier. Rebound San Antonio. To the inside. Splitter kicks to Mills. Spurs working the ball around now. Puts up the baby hook. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Well, going into last season, Tiago Splitter accepting a 4-year, $36 million extension, Steve, from the Spurs.
A lot of people questioned the value of that contract, but Splitter more than earned it with his play throughout the regular season and in the playoffs. He's versatile. He can pass. He can defend. And even though his numbers were down a little bit last year, he made tremendous impact just in terms of their interior play.
And Splitter, clearly, when you look at him offensively, is not a floor spacer. He's a guy who's going to finish inside. He's going to set solid screens. Even though he plays close to the basket, his field goal percentage dropped by almost 10% over the last couple of seasons. He was once superb in that area. Now he's just rock solid. But with the Spurs in his role, rock solid is good enough.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Splitter still shooting over 90% of his shots in the paint, but less effective down low. Injuries perhaps a factor. We'll see if he can bounce back.
Spurs trail by 21. Pass to Diaw. It's stolen by Haslam. And Granger with a clear path to the hoop. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set. Well, you watch the Spurs and see how versatile they are, unselfishly finding the open guy. They can be surgical at times in their precision. It's not a surprise that they dominated the Eastern Conference last year and year to year for the recent.
He's off on the first.
As you would expect the Spurs to do, they dismantled the East last year. The top team in the West usually does that against the East, and that was the case with the Spurs. 24-6, best in the West.
Duncan, he's checked in for San Antonio. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And then for Miami, Luol Deng is checked in for Haslam. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Napier. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, Coach Greg Popovich, the reigning coach of the year, a big part of his approach is empowering players. He says, quote, it's a player's game, and they've got to take charge. Rather than try to manipulate them, he said, it's a great feeling when players get together and do things as a group. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
You know, giving his players room to lead and allowing them to take ownership, I mean, I think that's part of the genius of Popovich.
Boy, they've looked good in the open floor today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, they've been doing the right thing, Steve. Anytime they've had numbers, they've gone straight up court with it right away. Boom.
And the basket by Diaw. Well, for the Spurs, it wasn't, Clark, that they were just winning against the East. They were, more often than not, blowing Eastern Conference teams away.
Kevin, they would finish with an average margin of victory just under double digits. That gives you an idea of how dominant they were versus the East. There were very few teams that they had trouble with.
Mills can't hit.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead. They've had the hotter hand in the first half so far, no question.
Yeah, it's because of all the high percentage shots they've been working for and getting.
Duncan kicks to Mills. And here's Green outside. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. And some changes here for the Spurs. Otto Ginobili's checked in for Green. And Tony Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. The Heat also changing it up. Chris Anderson is checked in for Bosch. Josh McRoberts comes in for Danny Granger. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. Miami controlling the game. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. And it's Dang in the corner. Tim Duncan grabs the miss. Duncan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Outside Leonard. Into Diaw. Deflects the pass. And here come the Heat again. Miami with the fast break. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Back to Parker. He feeds it to Ginobili. From past the arc. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. 8 seconds left here in the second. Wade outside. 1 second left. Buried it just in the nick of time.
He sure did. Right on cue. Man, was that major drama. He loves those situations, though.
Boy, that was big.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And Steve and Clark and I are refreshed and ready to go here as well. D-Wade really